As Gilberto Gil said about Brazil,
eu vejo o futuro do Brasil como o futuro do planeta.
Som de Ipanema, o seu balançado é mais que um poema, é a coisa mais linda que eu já vi passar. Ah, porque estou tão sozinha. Ah, porque tudo é tão triste. Soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais lindo por causa do amor. that he doesn't see.
Beautiful, folks. The band, killing it. Well, welcome, everyone. My name's Peter Sprague. We are live-ish, episode 13, the music of Antonio Carlos Jobim. Antonio Carlos Brasileiro G. Almeida Jobim. That's his, I got it right. I worked on it. That's his full name, but friends just call him Tom, thank God. Have to do all that. It was some of my favorite music growing up as kids. Both me and my brother, our dad was super into Jobim and Stan Getz. Trip, what do you remember about Dad playing those records?
Oh, just kind of in the afternoon. Well, actually, when he'd get home from work, it was just such a great feeling because that music is kind of empty, right?
It's empty.
And
it's loose. Yeah.
Kind of just this intimate feeling, and my dad was soaking it up and we followed his footsteps.
Hold 1 second.
Oh.
Is that you?
That was the police scanner. No.
Trip, you got to talk into your mic tighter. Or push
now
it.
I have the foot.
That works.
Yeah.
So what was it? You were coming home from school? Were you ditching school or were you?
No. When our dad would come home from work, he'd kind of unwind with some Jobim.
Yes.
In the living room, and I just remember the intimate feeling of that music. It's kind of empty and just a few notes of the perfect notes.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, Duncan, is that you with the click?
Oh. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the sound was on.
The next song.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of like a backdrop to Trip's story. Okay, well, folks, we are here at SpragueLand in Lucadia. This is our studio, and where are you from? Why don't you introduce yourself to us through the chat? The secret to make it all work is to say, hi, I'm Mary, and I'm from, and then put your city, and then put period. But the big word is from. It has to work. It'll make it work out so that we can show where everybody is on the map a little bit later down the way. Let me tell you who's in the band. You met Trip. That's Trip, my brother. He's playing saxophone and flute. And he's also going to play a piano solo tonight. And he's super versatile. And he's playing percussion too. So that's Trip Sprague. Over in the drum room with the metronome continually on, the man with perfect time, Duncan Moore. You heard Allison Adams Tucker. Oh my Lord, what a beautiful voice she has. And she's super fluent in both English, well, lots of languages, but tonight we're really focusing a lot on Portuguese. That's Allison Adams Tucker. And then up above me, the way we are at my studio, we're all separated in different rooms. We're playing it together at the same time. I can see Duncan through a monitor, so a lot of times you'll see me look over to the right, and I'm looking at him leading the way. But I was telling you, Mac is upstairs. He's the most removed. Everyone else is on the same floor. Mac's elevated. Mac Leighton on the bass. And Mac, can you see Duncan all right?
Yeah, I've got a little monitor up here too.
Okay, so you keep track of them. Yeah, so we're playing together. We're playing together at SpragueLand. We're going to play Brazilian music. Let me check in with my wife, Stephanie, with the sound. Steph, how's the sound? Any good comments, hopefully?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Another beautiful music night coming up. So, yes, Robert Bush said it sounds great, but maybe a little more bass with a question mark.
Sure. Always, I'm the man at the controls, so there goes a little more bass.
And he also added he likes the arrangement of that song.
Good.
So
Robert Bush. All right.
That was neat. And I want to just add that we have a special treat at the very end of the show where Brian's 10-year-old daughter is singing Girl from Ipanema. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
It is so cute.
How old was she at that point, Brian? Did we figure out?
we finally came down to she was 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
Aw.
So, yeah.
Just a cute little happy family moment there at the end. Okay, well, let's play some more music. That was Girl from Ipanema. That song is believed to be the second most recorded pop song behind Beatles' Yesterday.
Wow.
It was a worldwide hit in the 60s. It won Grammy Record of the Year, written by Tom Jobim. And then the lyrics are by Vinicius de Moraes. Is that correct?
Vinicius de Moraes.
G, yes.
G,
Oh,
G.
so DE is G.
Correct.
God, I've got a lot to learn.
I just want to add something that Peter was practicing his names in Portuguese this morning with a mouthful of almonds. So this is much improved.
That's right. Okay, well, we're going to do Agua de Beber. And there, hey, Allison, check this story out. So Jobim and Vinicius are invited. This is when the city of Brasilia was being built, the capital city. And it was in 1959. They go and are invited to the king's palace, or the presidential palace. And they were there to compose a symphony about how great Brasilia, the city, is. And they were out strolling for a walk one night, and they hear this water running. And they said to a worker guy, "What's the water?" And he says, "Oh, that is drinking water. It's going to come flowing in," or something like that. And at that moment, they learned the source of water and inspiration for the first song composed for Brasilia. They went and wrote the tune. They sang it that night. This is all too perfect, probably, but they sang it that night at the city's only hotel. So this is our version of water to drink. Agua de Beber. Dunks, you got it, man.
Água de beber, camarão. Água de beber, água de beber, camarão. Verano, 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 verano. I'll never see another springtime. I'll never feel the summer sun unless you're there to share that springtime. And like the rain and the flower, our hearts are one. Água de beber, água de beber, camarão. Água de beber, água de beber, camarão. Verano, 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 My very life is in your power. Will I wither and fade or bloom to the sky? Água de beber, água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, água de beber, camarada. Água de beber, água de beber, camarada.
Yeah, that's how it's done, you guys. Boy, what a beautiful groove. I went and clicked on the loop to do a loop, and there was an older loop that we rehearsed with was there. So that was confusion, but that's the danger of playing with the loop. It's so fun, but so I have it right down here. Anyway, let's keep on. That was really a cool tune, Agua de Beber. We're going to tune in. Brian, do you have some information for us? This is my friend Brian Baltazar, the man that's the dad of the girl that's going to sing at the very end on a recording. But he's also a super tech guy, and he's developed the jazz bot. So here's my friend Brian. What's up?
Okay, Peter, it looks like we have a fantastic evening going. There's a lot of people out there. I think the last time I checked, there's 150 plus viewers, and it was growing by the minute. 180. We've got 180. I'm sorry, 180 I stand corrected. At 180, right, we have people up in Montreal. We have Jerry Cave again over in Grenoble, France. Again, 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's give that
Holy
guy
smoke.
a hand. Oh,
Devoted.
and we have a good representation now. We have the Midwest. We have Deirdre Moore again. We have a couple down in Florida. Heavy user base here in Southern California with 17.
Zoom into California a little bit.
Okay, let's check that out. We got a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of people down in here.
Anyone in Oceanside?
We have a couple in Oceanside. Let's check that out. We have. Oh yeah. Well, Sergio Mendez is up there in Oceanside.
Oh,
he's kind of
how did
hanging
he
out.
get there,
and
man?
Dave Robinson is also up there.
Okay.
And yeah, we have again Shar, I believe, is down
Shar
in
in
Shar
Kauai.
Dyer again. She's down in Kauai. That's looking good. We do have somebody over in Japan this evening. And,
is it legit, though?
It is, yes, because I've seen her before. Kayotaka Ogawa.
Okay.
She's watching from
Good.
Tokyo,
Hey, man,
Japan.
speaking
She's another
Japanese.
cat lady. Check it out. Okay.
Another what?
A cat lady. She has a picture of her cat here for her
Okay.
icon image.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're looking good. It's up for some good music. Again, thanks to all the musicians for putting their dedication in. It's fantastic music tonight, and I can't. And yeah, well, I can't tell you enough about how good it's going to be. Okay.
Well, it's already good.
Oh, well, yeah.
You said how good it's going to be, but we're already, I mean, I feel like we're cooking. Hey,
Yeah.
so if you feel left out, ladies and gents, if you feel left out on by not showing up on that map, you still have time to put just in the chat, say your name and where you're from, and we'll be sure to highlight you.
And use the word from.
And use the word from. They keep reminding me. Okay, so that's that. And now we are going to move on. First we're going to mention we play for virtual tips. Actually, it's a virtual tip jar. And so the way you do it, if you like the music and want to sponsor us, we sure appreciate it. And, I have to say, you guys have been super generous, and it's made this all work out because we have the band rehearses 2 times. We have so much gear, you can't believe it. So the money that you send in really is appreciated. We're going to leave the information for the tip jar up at the end, and so you don't have to scram to try to write it down, but we'll leave it at the end. So we're going to talk. I'm going to talk with each of the musicians every now and then. And first, we're going to tune in with Allison, and she is one of my favorite singers, and she's just killing it. And one of the things Allison has been doing, because all of our gigs have fallen through, she's creating this whole live stream thing, and something that I think versus our live stream mode, which is we're all in this, basically the recording studio. She's got a remote rig that she goes out to these different places. So one of the first places, Allison, that they're going to show a picture of is this outdoor, you did a concert just the other day, this outdoor stage, sort of. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say you've been a great inspiration for me to get this going, because if we don't jump on the live stream bandwagon, it's not going to happen for musicians for the coming year at least. But I loved the idea with lots of garden walks and gardening during major lockdown, lots of veggie gardening and whatever. I was just inspired to bring the garden into the soundscope. So Garden Stream is the name of the series, and I like to find beautiful green areas in my local neighborhoods to bring a band or just myself or duet for live streams. And that one that you're showing right now is in Encinitas. It's a private home. They have a beautiful plot of land and this existing warehouse roof, and they built a stage for all kinds of musical productions for their girls, and they opened up the home to us, and it was a really special vibe there.
It looks special. There's a couple dancing. Dancing with their masks sort of, on.
Exactly.
It's
and
so incredible.
Once a month I've been trying to offer once a month in person, very, very limited seating, 13 to 20 people total, and with lots of space, and that was the in-person show.
Right.
But each Sunday I do something different. First Sundays are my duets, where I feature remotely feature another musician in another city. And then my second one is Ali Uke, where I'm playing the ukulele. I picked that up during pandemic. And then the third week is usually the band.
That is beautiful. So show them the picture of what's called the Roaring Twenties. She did one of the, it looks like a garden stream, with the band.
Marston House, the historic Marston House.
Yeah, where you were all did. I love your dressing and the way Ed looks on that picture, the piano player. He's really cool. And then the final picture, I love that picture of you're at Balboa Park and you're playing the trio just lined up with masks. You can't even tell who's who.
It was the organ pavilion, and thankfully we had that portico to be under because it was raining and windy. So we've got, you have this setup, this controlled setup, and it still has so many possible hiccups, right?
Yes.
Imagine all of those out with the extremities, and with sunlight is a big challenge for me, I've noticed. Time of day.
Yeah.
But then, it's
and
hard
then,
work.
Is electricity solid? Is internet connection?
Dude. Yes, so I have a super high-powered hotspot that provides, I hardwire it into my laptop for my Wi-Fi connection for live streaming, and then I have electric bank generator that I plug everything into, and we've popped that. I mean, it's full of challenges.
Dude,
but
I hand it to you.
It's part of the music. You got to keep it going.
You got to keep it going. All right. Well, bless you on that.
Thanks.
And that's Allison Adams Tucker, and please follow her. She you can find
YouTube
her
channel.
YouTube channel, and she had a lot of beautiful records, and this latest thing is just incredible. Just these
Records made in this very room, actually. The first
live
two.
at SpragueLand. That's it. Hey, well, we're going to do a piece, one of my absolute favorite tunes by Jobim. He's written so many great ones, and this one I do not want to butcher the title. So, Allison, you tell him the name of this one.
Eu sei que vou te amar.
Love it. Check it.
Piano on.
Oh, thanks, Trip. Thanks. I'm glad you did that, because I was just about to jump into my intro here. Okay, here it is.
cada despedida eu vou te amar desesperadamente. Eu sei que vou te amar e cada verso meu será pra te dizer que eu sei que vou te amar por toda a minha vida. Eu sei que vou chorar a cada ausência tua. Eu vou chorar, mas cada volta tua de apagar o que está tua ausência me causou. Eu sei que vou sofrer a eterna desventura de viver, a espera de viver ao lado teu por toda a minha vida. Sei que vou chorar a cada ausência tua. Eu vou chorar, mas cada volta tua de apagar o que está ausência tua me causou. Eu sei que vou sofrer a eterna desventura de viver, a espera de viver ao lado teu por toda a minha vida. Eu sei que vou te amar.
Sweet. Gorgeous. Really great. That's Allison on the vocals. Just love that. We're going to check in with with Stephanie. Now, Stephanie and I were married, let me think. Our daughter's 27, so 2 minus 2 is 25 years ago. Is that right, Steph? Man.
Very good.
And I am so thrilled that she is here, part of this whole enterprise that we're doing, which involves planning and creative ideas. And she's doing the chat. So tell us, share us what's going on in the chat there, Steph.
Oh, that's nice, Peter. I've learned a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. And just to be a part of this music with these great musicians I feel very privileged. So it's been great. So Gary Schaefer suggested maybe a little more sax.
Okay, I could understand
Hi,
that.
Gary. I wanted to say a special hello to a couple other people, Cheryl Tompkins, Charlene, and in Hawaii, and Steve, Pam, and Flora in Eugene,
Neat.
Oregon. There's so many great comments here, and thank you all you guys for writing these notes. The musicians read them later, since they're not hearing all these claps, etc. now, so they like that. What was that, Steve?
Steve says hi to Dee.
Oh, Steve says hi to Dee. Yes, in Encinitas. And I just love how many there are so many local people that are in listening. I just love that. Lots of people from Carlsbad, too, tonight, as well as across the world, since from what Brian said, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good.
there was there one more thing? Oh, hi to Bob Magnuson also.
Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, let's all say hi to Bob Magnuson.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey there, Bob.
So Bob Magnuson he's been our favorite bass player forever, and we did so many gigs and so many surf trips and wonderful hangs and family time, and when he decided to retire playing bass, he said, "Peter, the guy that you need to do to replace me is Mac," and Mac is upstairs doing an incredible job, by the way, Bob. Mac.
Thanks, Bob.
Bob actually brought Mac over. He said, "Peter, I just want you to play with him." So we played with, and I knew Mac from a long time ago because Mac recorded here when he was in sort of a bluegrass group, folk bluegrass group, and I was impressed with him. And then he disappeared, and we'll find out why he disappeared for a bunch of years, and he reappeared, and he's killing it. And thanks, Bob, for that. So, okay, Steph, thanks. That's the Chatmeister report?
That's a report for now.
Okay, so we're going to check in with Duncan. Duncan, my man, I've been asking, since the last concert, you had all those bruises and cuts, which we showed valiantly on the ATEM. And then since then, I've asked you what you've been doing, and tell me, you've been riding expensive bikes.
Well, I mean, it's not only because they were expensive, but just I love to ride, and after that accident, and I realized that I was really anxious to get back on the bike. It kind of told me that, maybe I deserve a new bike. I had a 15-year-old bike, which I know doesn't sound that old, but it's kind of like having a 15-year-old computer.
Oh, bad.
At this point, the bikes, everything has changed so much, and I was starting to ride with some friends, including our good friend Tommy Eros, who we all love and know and have played with a million times, and he's not only one of my favorite people, but one of my absolutely favorite percussionists anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tommy and I were doing a lot of riding, and he was riding sort of shall we say, it was sort of a Bentley or a Jaguar.
Is that the
of
green
bike.
one that's in the picture?
That's the yellow. What is it? Yellow?
Oh, yellowish green.
Yellowish green, yeah. And anyway, so that was not really my inspiration to go buy a new bike, but it was just I felt like it was time. So I did invest in a new bike, and I have to say it was a funny moment, Peter, when you asked me, when I told you I had bought a new bike, you asked me, you said, so what do new bikes go for now, like $1,000?
Which that seems like a lot to me.
And I have to say that $1,000 these days that won't even buy you a kickstand for the bike. So anyway, but I've been loving the riding, and that picture is just one example of one of the rides that I have done with Tommy, and these days, it apparently is sort of the popular thing now. If you want to document your ride, is you just take a picture of your bikes. You don't take a picture of the people.
Oh, is that true?
I think so.
Okay.
I see a lot of people do that. So,
okay, so you did it.
So that's what Tommy and I did that day, and it happened to be by a surfing statue, and so you guys can actually transition smoothly because you're all surf experts.
Yes, well, that's the big kahuna down in IB, right? Beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Well, Duncan, that is awesome, and that's super healthy until you get in a crash. So I hope you're staying safe, and you're wearing a helmet.
I think that's Bob Magnuson, isn't it?
What? Oh, the big kahuna. Well,
Yeah.
Mag is kind of the big kahuna.
He is.
He's one of the great surfers, and he's old school. So that's awesome. Beautiful. Well, let's check in with Mac for a second. You know, I tell you that Mac sort of seemed like he disappeared, and Mac, I think, after that recording or after that band, then did a whole stint on cruise ships, which is an incredible whole culture in itself. Mac, am I right on the timeline? Did you disappear because you went on a cruise ship?
Yeah, I mean, after we did that recording, I was still in school for a few more years, but yeah, I disappeared for about 4 years onto ships, and I'd come back and people asked me when I moved to town, and I said 1995, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you."
Well, yeah, that's how it happens. Is on a cruise ship, you're just
it's a whole other world. I'm glad I don't do that now because they're all there's no cruising happening right now.
We call them floating COVID
Yeah.
laboratories. Hey, well, back to Jobim. When you were on the cruise ship, what was the mentality? You probably played Girl from Ipanema, yes?
Oh yeah, like probably every day.
Yes.
That I for those 4 years.
Did you grow to hate the song? I'm wondering.
No, not really.
Good.
I mean, because there were plenty of other, like we would do. My gig was like a ballroom dance gig.
Yep.
So we do these tunes like Spanish Eyes or Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White, or like all these old like 40s tunes. So to do like something with some harmonic meat to it was always nice, you know.
Bravo. Well, yes, a lot of people are tired of playing that song, but I'm not. Allison, how about you? Do you still love playing that?
Can I ask a quick question? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I have to ask Mac something since
Yeah.
you're talking about the cruise ship thing. One of the days when I was out riding, Tommy and I saw a bunch of cruise ships out, just off the coast.
Yeah, I think they're just floating. They're just kind of in limbo.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Tommy said that they're all full of employees who can't get off the ship.
Yeah, there were a lot of people couldn't get repatriated, like because they like the majority of people who work on cruise ships are like from the Philippines and from Indonesia, and India, and they had a really hard time, like whatever, because they're in some weird immigration status because they had to transit through the U.S. and then it's probably a 20-hour flight to any of those countries, and so there are a lot of people stuck on cruise ships.
Are there musicians, the bands, still
I
stuck
knew
on the boats?
I knew a couple actors who were stuck for a while, really, but I think most of the entertainment staff has finally gone home. The ship's floating out in like off of Coronado.
Yeah, there's one off of Coronado that's been there for 8 months.
I think it's probably just like the engineers and the deck crew, like probably a little.
Well, if there are any bands out there, they're at least getting a lot of practicing.
Well, the way I look at it, they're still playing Girl from Ipanema on continual loop. Hey, let's play some tunes. Beautiful. Thanks, you guys. Oh. There it is. Okay, we're going to play our version of Allison. Allison. Is Allison there?
I hear her.
You do. I don't hear her. Oh, there it is. Allison, I'm so sorry.
Am I there now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I just was making sure you're there because I called out a second ago. I didn't hear you, but I turned out I muted the wrong button. So it was me. It was me. Here's our version of Wave, the great tune, and it's Jobim in the framework of John Coltrane, something like that. So 1, 2, 3, done.
So close your eyes. When I saw you first, the time was 3:30. When your eyes were mine, it was eternity. By now we know the wave is on its way to be. Just catch that wave, don't be afraid of loving me. The loneliness goes away whenever two can do. Goes away
Yeah, guys.
The wave. Beautiful. Beautiful wave. Were there waves in there?
There were waves.
Love it. We're getting used to doing more tech here at the studio, and I think you just saw some moving. It was fish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sick. All right. Good. All right. Now the program we get into where we're going to give away a CD. Now some of this music, that version of Wave that you just heard, that was on an album of ours called Pass the Drum. And how about that? A hand, first off, for Allison, for that high. What was that? What was that note?
Oh, I'd have to go back and look at it.
Was it up here?
Yeah.
Off my fretboard. Allison singing it. So that tune, that version of Wave was on the Pass the Drum record, as well as a couple of other Jobim songs. So we're going to give that away. So I'm going to turn it over to Trip. He's going to lead it. Now remember, Trip, step on the button so we can hear you.
Right, so let's go back and visit the second most recorded pop tune.
Yes.
Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah.
And so this is a contest. And is that Brian monitoring the answers?
Well, we're going to have double forces because there was a little dispute.
Yeah.
So I screwed up last time.
So Steph's going to look too. So it's the first person, and we're going to tally up the vote after the next song. So
pressure's off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so the question is related to that song. What is the name of the actual girl that Girl from Ipanema was written for?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was written for some real person,
And I don't know the answer, but
well, you'll find out after this next tune. So let's keep it moving.
What's the winner going to win?
They're going to win the CD. The Pass the Drum CD.
Pass the Drum
We're
CD.
going to send it to them, and they're going to be happy forever because of that. Hey, let's slow it down. We're going to feature Mac on the bass. Now, this is a piece, two pieces put together. One's called Estrada Do Sol. How do you say do? Do. How would you say that sort of title?
Estrada Do Sol.
There it is. And we're going to lead into Corcovado. Check this out. So 1, 2, 3, go on.
deste amor uma canção pra fazer feliz a quem se ama. Muita calma pra pensar e ter tempo pra sonhar. Da janela vê-se o Corcovado, o Redentor. Que lindo! Quero a vida sempre assim, com você perto de mim, até o apagar da velha chama. E eu que era triste, descrente desse mundo, ao encontrar você eu conheci o que é felicidade, meu amor. This is where I'm meant to be, here with you, so close to me, until the final flicker of life's embers. I, who was lost and lonely, believing love was only a bitter, tragic joke, I found in you the meaning of existence. Oh, my
Nice. Thank you.
Gorgeous, Peter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Love that flute too.
Yes. Nice to hear the flute. That was Estrada do Sol, Corcovado, and now we're going to turn back to Trip, and he's going to fill us in on who won and what the right answer is. So, well, first off, between Brian and Stephanie, do you guys know the winner?
I'm demanding a recount.
Oh.
God. I think I know the winner, but I'm not going to be the one to speak first.
Okay, good. Okay, so for Trip, first off, tell the story on who the name is, what the name is.
I need a pronunciation lesson. H-E-L-O.
Hello?
Elo.
Elo.
Elo
Elo.
Pinheiro.
Yes, we know that from...
Elo Pinheiro. As a teenager, Elo Pinheiro was a regular on Rio's Ipanema beach. Today she is a 71-year-old grandmother. And she said, "It gave me fame. But back when the song was released, she couldn't believe how it all played out. Oh, I didn't believe. Why? I am so shy." But in 1962, this happened. After 3 years, 1965, it blew up.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and do we have a picture of Elo there?
Yeah.
Yes, a picture with both her and a picture with her and Jobim. So, to Stephanie and Brian, do you guys have a winner?
We have a winner, Alan Seitz.
How do you spell his last name?
Seitz.
Okay.
Yes.
Alan.
Is that what you got?
That's what I got. You know, the one thing that I noticed, Alan's kind of a sleeper, right? Because I look back in logs, I don't see any location or any other post in the chat. I don't know if we should disqualify him or not, Peter. What are you thinking?
It's not a valid vote. Oh.
It could be an invalid vote.
No, okay.
I'm just saying a recount, maybe. You know,
Well,
so,
and there was a close second, Monty Hogan, but I think it's Alan.
Okay, so Alan, send us your address and we'll send you the CD. And congratulations! And I wonder how you figured it out. Allison told me that she played. Do you tell that story that you played a gig and someone actually knew it without having to look up Google or?
Well, actually, I told the story. Gosh, wouldn't that be cool to meet the girl that inspired that song? And does anyone know her name? And a person in the room that night, it was an intimate crowd, said, I know her. They were from Brazil, and they knew her.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
They were probably super in love with her or something. And
It was a lady, but yeah. I'm sure she might have been
I'm
as well.
so stupid for saying that. That's just a typical thing. Hey, there's an interesting thing with the song is so much pure peace and love, and yet it got caught in a lawsuit down the way. Basically, Elo, she started a boutique and it called it Garota de Ipanema, the girl from Ipanema, and that was the name. And then not Jobim and Marias, but the heirs to the estate did a cease and resist order saying you can't use that name. And then the public was bummed out, and then they took it to court, and basically they cited some evidence that Jobim and Marias, am I pronouncing his last name right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Marias, they intended to bestow this title onto her, the girl from Ipanema. So the court ruled in the favor of Elo, and so she got to keep her name, her store, and life was happy from there on out in Rio. Love that.
She certainly deserved it.
Totally.
She lost it. She was a celebrity for that moment.
And dude, how much money? That tune, it's the second most popular tune. That tune has generated presidential palaces beyond belief. Hey, we have time for one more tune, and it's sort of forced songs squished into one. It's a little hint of each one. It's a medley. Waters of March. It's an interesting thing because Waters of March has this phrase that goes, and that's it. That's the loop, and it just. But the chords kind of continue to shape. The melody continues to stay pretty much the same. The words go ballistic. Then on the other side of the coin, one note samba. The chords shift, the melody stay down. So it's two kind of neat harmonic concepts that he does. And then sandwiched in between those two songs, we were going to play Desifinado and Favela. So here's Jobim medley. Sorry, it's you. Yeah, there it is.
Sozinho, e caco de vida, e a vida é o sol, e a noite e a morte, e o laço anzor, e peraba do campo, e no da madeira, cainga, caingue, e uma tita pereira, e madeira de vento, tumbo da pipanceira, é um mistério profundo, eu quero na queira, festa da cumieira, é a chuva chovendo, é conversa ribeira das águas de março, é a fim da canseira, é o pé, é o chão, é a marcha estradeira, passarinho na mão, pedra da tiradeira, é uma ave no céu, uma ave no chão, é o regato a uma fonte, é pedaço de pau, é o fundo da poça, é o fim do caminho, no rosto descosta, é um porco sozinho, é um shrep, é um prego, é uma ponta, é um ponto, é um pingo pingado, é uma conta, é um conto, é um peixe, é um gesto, é uma prata brilhada, é a luz da manhã, é o tijolo chegando, é a linha, é o dia, é o fim da picada, é garrafa de cana, é silêncio na estrada, é projeto da casa, é coco na cama, é cai embiçada, é a lama, é um passo, é um ponte, é uma sapa, é marra, é um resto de mato, na luz de amanhã, salva as águas de março, fecha do verão, e a promessa de vida no teu coração.
more. Here it is.
The foot, the ground, the flesh and the bone, the beat of the road and a slingshot stone, a fish, a flash, a silvery glow, a fight and a bet, the range of the bow, the bed of the well and the end of the line, the dismay in the face, it's a loss, it's a fine, a spear, a spike, a point, a nail, a drip, a drop, it's the end of the tale, a truckload of bricks in the soft morning light, the shot of a gun in the dead of night, a mile, a must, a thrust, a bump, a girl, a rhyme, it's the cold, it's the mumps, the plan of the house and the body in bed, the car that got stuck, it's the mud, a float, a drift, a flight, a wing, a hawk, a quail, it's the promise of spring and the riverbanks talk of the waters of March, it's the promise of life, the hole in your heart. Vou cantar com a minha nota como eu gosto de você. E que todas as notas, rei, mi, fá, sol, lá, si, dó. Fica sempre sem nenhuma, fique numa nota só.
Matt, why don't you and I trade aids? Here it is.
Fala tanto, não diz nada, ou quase nada. Já me utilizei de toda escala, não me não sobrou nada, não deu em nada. E voltei pra minha nota, como eu vou pra você. Vou cantar com a minha nota, como eu gosto de você. E quem quer todas as notas, rei, mi, fá, sol, lá, si, dó. Fica sempre sem nenhuma, fica em numa nota só. Fica sempre sem nenhuma, fica em numa nota só.
Yes. Yes, indeed, folks.
Great job, everyone. That was awesome.
That was so fun. And we
fun.
had, I have to tell you, right before we were launching, we had some camera glitches and some microphone preamp glitches, but man, I think it's glitch-free. I shouldn't speak too soon, but let's check in with Brian's app for one last time. Brian and the map.
Okay,
Anything new to report? Did Jobim tune in?
Once again, Jobim did tune in, and you know what? His passing made him a little younger looking now. He's looking good.
Good.
He's sitting at the keyboard. He's playing a little bit. He's having a good time. He's down there, down in Ipanema.
Yep.
You know, I guess if you
Can you
take
zoom
a look,
in on Ipanema?
Can zoom in on that. Let's take a look. It's a beautiful beach. I think he's got. Man, this is a good place to grow up, right? How can you
Good
not
place
like
to
Ipanema?
grow up and write Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it for tonight. Thanks much.
Oh, thanks, Brian. And then we'll check in with Stephanie one last time. Chat Master Steph.
Hi, yes, I just wanted to thank everybody again for tuning in. What a fun night. And a couple of musicians that I hadn't mentioned, Mark Lessman, Charlene Dyer, Christy Baltazar, PJ Bovey, Flora Pethick, and Mikiko. And I'm sorry if I missed somebody else. Anybody else?
Well, good.
Yeah.
Love all those folks, man.
And then Peter, You have a mug behind you.
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, you guys, this was so cool. There were some cool little things that happened last week, and one of the neat things was my good friend Jim Plank, the drummer, and his wife, Carmen. Well, Carmen has been getting in while the COVID, maybe it was before, but it's getting into doing pottery. And they made a sneak visit this week, and she made me and Stephanie this SpragueLand mug. And it's gorgeous, and it's just all the things that I would like on a design. So thanks so much, and Stephanie, thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot about that, but that was a good thing that happened. So let's see. Let me introduce the band again. Duncan Moore on the drums, bicycle and drums forever. Allison Adams Tucker vocal Suprema. Brother Tripp playing everything and leading the giveaway so beautifully too. Tripp over there on the saxophone. Up above me is Mac from the cruise ship. Mac Layton from the cruise ship. In the studio we have Steve Grant is doing the switching. So
Yes, Steve, thank you.
that is hard
so
work.
much.
He had 10 cameras to choose from today, and hopefully made good choices. Stephanie, my wife, Chatmeister.
Thank you, Steph.
Brian Baltazar, you met him. And
Yes,
then, listen,
Brian.
I got to let you know, just stay put. The tip jar is going to be out there, and the background music for the tip jar is me and Brian's 7-year-old daughter?
Actually, she was 10 at the time.
10-year-old daughter playing Girl from Ipanema, and it's cute because she actually has a cold, so she's singing like this a little bit. It's just adorable.
Can we
And-
put our hands together for Peter Sprague and all that he's
yeah.
doing for us? Dude, you rock. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. So listen, we're going to do, just let me mention one more time that we have the tip jar, and we'd really appreciate any sort of green, cool, karmic energy that you can put into that. That would be beautiful. And we'll leave the graphic up with the information. You can do it in 3 different ways: snail mail, Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. It's 4 different ways. Yeah. Hey, in 2 weeks, I'm going to do a concert with my friend Steve Kujala, the flute player. Duncan's going to play drums, and then John Leftwich from Los Angeles is going to play bass. We did a bunch of recording. We did a record of mine, one of my favorite records called Nepali Coast. So are you showing the graphic there, Steve-O? Yep. So that's in 2 weeks, and it's going to be beautiful music. And then we're going to do a Christmas show down the way where we're going to get all of our favorite people somehow figured out how to safely bring some folks in and do a night of music, because we're not going to do the outdoor Christmas concert in Del Mar that we usually do. So thank you so much. And
Oh, and hello to our lovely daughter, Kylie.
is she tuning in?
She is.
I miss her so much.
I know.
She was going to try to come down for Christmas. She lives in Portland, but it looks like she isn't going to make it. But as soon as we can be together, we will, because we love her so much. Kylie. Okay, folks. Well, that was a really fun night, and be sure to tune in to the Girl from Ipanema on the way out. So we'll see you. We'll do it again soon. Love being with you. Thank you.
She walks, she's loud. She walks, she's loud. Home into the young and lovely. The girl, she walks, she's loud. Goes walking, and when home into the young, goes when she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle that when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. Oh, but I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? each one she passes goes, ah. She doesn't